I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, welcome back. This is what is it? WWF Part 2. Say that 3 times fast. It's probably actually pretty easy. WWF Part 2, WWF Part 2, WWF Part 2. Not bad. Okay, let's actually get to business here. The goal for today is I'm going to remove the CPU and I'm going to remove the power supply, and I'm going to send them out to my board repair guy for bulletproofing and alkaline remediation. You can see that battery terminal there was leaky. And that one maybe up there too. So playing time is over. It is work time. We had a few games. We broke a few brittle posts. These things just practically exploded. I've never seen these posts get that brittle before on a Data East machine, but it could have been storage conditions, going through a couple winters. Oh yeah. Or age. But we've been breaking posts left, right, and center. Here's another one. So I think I'm going to also start disassembling the playfield, because why not? I'm going to clear off my table, start stripping down everything. I might have a look under the hood, because I haven't actually done that yet, come to think of it. Kind of see if there's anything funky going on there. Remove this coin meter, which is not necessary. I think I actually have Ooh, I'm gonna have to just start saying Royal Rumble. Having a hard time. WWW Royal Rumble. I have apron cards, I believe, that Henry Mastinardi, shout out, made me a while back. So I got that. I got LEDs in stock. And, you know, if the thing is lit up well enough, I could potentially just remove this for, I may not need that extra lighting, but I may keep it. We'll see. Order me a set of decals and whatever else. Yeah, so that is the plan for the day. Get these boards sent out, and then Brent can send back my Whirlwind boards as well as these all in the same package and save me a little bit on shipping. So, all right, let's remove these boards. All right, CPU is removed. And while I had it out, I thought I would see if I could find NVRAM for it, which I did. And this was actually, I'm pretty sure, donated by Wally16. So this is going to come in handy, and these aren't cheap either. They're like $50 US, so it's kind of like an all-in-one NVRAM that does most boards. So I removed the old chip. The location for NVRAM on these Data East machines is right here. It's nice and easy. You just pop this guy out, pop in your NVRAM. But if you look closely, some of those pins are not looking too shiny, a little bit green. So I am going to just include the NVRAM with the board, ship it out to Brent, and I imagine he will want to replace that socket before installing this guy. So time to remove the power supply. Okay, power supply is removed, and there was 4 screws. There's supposed to be 8. The CPU is missing 3 screws, so I'm missing 7 screws in total. This connector here has been replaced. And how do you like that solder job? That looks like it was reflowed. The relay, that might have been reflowed. Maybe everything. That might have been. So yeah, that certainly has. So, you know, somebody's been working on it. I'm glad I'm sending it to Brent to go over and bulletproof this thing. And I thought maybe I can find some more board screws in the cabinet. I already found a couple in my stash there that are matching. So, you know, invariably, if a lot of screws are missing, check back here. And what do we got? Oh, parts of coin door, I think, or coin mech. And we got, way back here, one board screw, a light bulb, part of the wood that was missing on the neck there. Oh, some more busted up brittle posts. And, no, not a board screw, that is wood screw. But, well, hey, this doesn't look too great. What the hell is that? Okay, well, I think it's fine. I don't see any bare wire, but... Or do I? Maybe I should unplug this thing while I fondle with this potentially 115 volt line. And then there's the Fliptronics board, or flipper board, or whatever it is. I just recall that it's known for very bad fuse clips, so I better check on those. Write that on the to-do list. So I gotta find me some more board screws and ship out those boards. Okay, so for this cord, I just taped up that spot that was a little iffy. There was no exposed wire. This little ring here actually just pops into this guy here. I moved the knot back so that, you know, this tape is not going to interfere with anything. So that's all nice and happy now. Gave that a little bit of a vacuum. And I also found this in the back. So I have some investigating to be doing to figure out where that came from and what switch is not working. So I think it might be time to lift the hood and see what I am dealing with. All right, this Playfield is a beast. So I double hooked it just for safety reasons. I don't want it to land on my head and crush me like a WWF move. So now we can inspect the underside of the Playfield. That winding is a little out of its coil. And it's not the ideal angle to work on stuff at the bottom of the Playfield, but I think it's tolerable. So I don't see, oh, here's two of these boards. Interesting. And then another one over here. Oh, that's for the shaker motor, which I totally forgot that it had. Oh, here, this is a tiny little nut that might be part of this switch stack. We'll find out, hopefully. I believe this used to be a knocker and might have been screwed in right here. I might have a knocker. Oh, this is disconnected. Is that for anything? Might be like for a ticket dispenser or something, so that may be nothing. So solid state flipper board. Solid state flipper board. Okay, one for the uppers and one for the lowers, I guess. And what else do we got? Like, it's pretty clean overall. Another unused connector here. Flipper switches look good there. Look pretty good there. Speaker looks fine. Original Data East speaker. Yeah, here's the plate for the knocker. And yeah, nothing much else to report here. We gotta figure out why this drop target bank is not resetting. Because it must reset at one point, because they were up when we first started, right? So what is this? Is this something? So diverter adjustment screw. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to get in to these switches here. Where are you? And check those guys, make sure they're all working. That's the most likely reason they're not resetting, is because one of them is just not registering. Okay, what else do we got? This? I think we found the suspect switch. Someone made a little bracket out of some metal and rigged this together. So what is that for? Oh, that's just your standard rollover switch. So that might not be the switch in question, but that I would like to address and replace. Anything else funky going on here? I don't see anything yet. How do the flippers look? Not too bad. I really should look through the camera so you can see what I'm seeing. I have a bad habit of that. You'd figure after 800 videos I'd kind of have my shit figured out by now, but I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balls are in there, or is it 7? Okay, yeah, 6 balls in there. This coil looks like it was replaced. All right, well, I think we're in pretty good shape overall with what we're dealing with here. I am going to hunt down that piece of a switch and see, like, that could have been something they were trying to use to fix something else, or maybe just one switch is broken off somewhere. So I got some investigating to be doing, and I'll report back in a bit. All right, I managed to find in my stash a tilt bob and screw, so that is installed now. It was missing. And then I searched in my switch stash, and I literally think it may have been the very last switch that I have. Oh wait, oh, this is that style but not the right shape. But I found a switch right here and installed that, and it looks good. I think it should work just fine. And then I can get rid of this. You know, if I really wanted to, I could combine forces, this bracket with that switch. I'm not going to throw this in there yet because that will slice me if I'm digging around in there. So that I can get rid of. Maybe I'll steal the micro switch off of this bracket. Yeah, I think I'll do that because it may still be good. I think it is fine, actually. So I'll keep that. Now I think I'm going to move on to the flipper boards. All right, when I saw these flipper boards, it reminded me of a video I seen that Kerry Hardy did, and he went through these and you know, pushed on the fuses to see if there were any bad clips, and sure enough, there are. So I'm glad I remembered that. I will I think I'm in pretty good shape overall. Like, I don't want to break them on purpose, but definitely one is bad. So I'm going to check all these thoroughly, replace whatever needs to be replaced. I don't know, I could reflow these headers while I'm at it. Wouldn't hurt, I guess. And then hopefully these boards should be good. Okay, this flipper board is now complete. Reflowed the headers and replaced the one clip. I think it's this guy right here. And I checked all the fuses to make sure they're 3 amps slow blows, or at least 3 amps. Yeah, 3 amp slow blows for all 4. It's printed right on the circuit board. And then upon closer investigation, I noticed some flux inside the other clips. So someone at some point added solder to the clips to beef them up. So that is what that is all about. And they seem sufficient enough that I am not going to replace them. I checked continuity from this point here to this point here so that I can ensure I'm getting continuity through the clip, through the fuse. And one wasn't really doing very well. I think it might have been this one. So I reflowed that guy there. So that is the top, that was F1. So he was being a little stubborn. So once I reflowed him, kind of cleaned the fuse a little bit, and continuity is now good to go. So that board's done. I'll do the other one, and that might be a wrap for the night. So one board to go. Okay, flipper board number 2. I removed the fuses. I'm gonna make sure they're all correct. There's 3 amp. Might as well do this now, because this is actually how I check my fuses, through my camera, because I can zoom in better. 3 amp and 3 amp. Okay, that's good. So here's some evidence of somebody adding solder, but unlike the other one, there was solder on almost every clip. Just on this one clip on this board, and look, I found one bad leg. Everybody else is happy. So I just have to replace one clip on this guy. Should be good. All right, headers reflowed, fuses checked for amperage and continuity, and clip replaced. These are the 2 bad guys. And I managed to remove this switch from that bracket. It was a little bit challenging. The screws were kind of stripped, which reminds me, it doesn't look too bad. Should probably just throw those screws out so I don't have to fight with those ever again. And this is salvageable. It's a good switch, and I will hang on to that. Okay, so I'm gonna install this board, and we'll look at the finished product. All right, my flipper boards are installed. Aren't they beautiful? What a beautiful after. They look almost exactly the same as they did before. So I'm just messing around here, and I see like some extra wires here. I think I already observed this connector, and then I'm just looking around, and then this connector I see, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing. I think maybe it's time to get rid of that. Well, this thing had a lot of extra wire, so that is all cut out of the equation, and the coin door is tidied up a little bit, and that is done. All right, I'm not quite ready to throw in the towel just yet, so thinking it might be time to start disassembling the playfield, at least put a small dent in it. And I think the first thing that has to happen is removal of these flippers that have the long shafts and are connected here and here. So I think I'll loosen those set screws, and then I can lower the playfield and kind of plan my attack here. So I haven't done any research on this machine whatsoever, so I'm just going in blind, but that's fun for me. Those tabs just look too close for my liking. There we go, that's better. It looks like somebody has been in there soldering, so I wonder if that could be my suspect switch. I'll have to have a look at that as well. A little bit of rust. Oh yeah, there's some rust. For the most part, that's good though. Alright, I shall proceed. Alright, I got the 2 flipper bats loosened, and I realized there is a diverter here and a diverter here, and then further realized that I must undo a whole lot of connectors that are very well zip tied into the loom here, so I had to start clipping some zip ties and disconnecting some stuff. Okay, I managed to remove the 2 diverters, and it was excruciatingly awkward and slightly annoying. This is basically what I had to work with, not a lot. And both of these Allen screws were seized, so I needed some WD-40. And where did it go? Where's this guy? Right here. That size apparently wasn't in my one Allen set, so I busted out the other Allen set, and so it's that guy for that, and this guy for the flippers. So anyway, with those things removed, I've marked my connectors, and I am going to start disconnecting stuff and see if I can at least remove the upper playfield before I wrap it up. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get the upper playfield off tonight. It's a lot of effery going on here to figure this out. I managed to get this ramp off though, and that was also tricky. So it turns out one connector feeds up through the playfield, and the other is quick connect, and it's hardwired to like a resistor board on the other side, or a diode board, and those connect to these lights here, which are quick connect, and then here's the switch wire that feeds down. So there is that, and I don't think there are original screws here, or here, so I guess someone has had this off potentially at some point. Yeah, what a pain. And there's this diverter back here, which is kind of cool. And yeah, when do you think that was cleaned last? It's not that filthy compared to some machines I've seen, but I started to take this thing off, but I think that can stay on. So I feel like somewhere there's a post or two. This is where these guys slide in and out, which are attached to the upper playfield. So I'm not gonna cheat. I'm gonna figure it out. There's a screw here that is, yeah, that could be. Or maybe underneath the plastics. Oh, haha, right there. That could be one too. So I put in a decent dent tonight, and I will ship off my boards tomorrow and see if I can continue disassembly tomorrow. So we'll see you next time.